Who is your favorite out of the transfers this year?
Ooh, that's a good question, Nate 561. Of the transfers only, Jordan Bowman with a good answer. Henry Parrish. Henry Parrish is up there because of the quality that he brings to the roster, but like every single scholarship running back was a 4-star All-American, literally. Donald Chaney Jr., Jalen Knighton in the same class. That's why we didn't take Henry Parrish out of high school, by the way, if you guys remember. We had to make a choice. We got the number 1 running back in Broward and Dade. Then he goes over to Ole Miss, does really well. Again, he was a guy who could play here. We just didn't have the room. Now he comes over. He's a 4-star All-American from Dade County. Then you have Thad Franklin from Chaminade. He's so good. He ran off another All-American in Cody Brown from Tennessee. And then you get Trevante Citizen, a 4-star All-American. Also, literally all of the scholarship running backs are 4-star caliber recruits, high school All-Americans, multiple state championships among them. Really, really good. So yeah, that adds to a loaded room. So he's on that list. The potential of Frank Ladson is on this list. Underrated, but I really liked what I saw from him. Logan Sagapolu, the offensive lineman, number 77, like he moves people. He's a guy who did like the $600 or $700 or pound squat that we saw on social media. And you're like, oh, well, is that functional strength? You go back and look at that spring game. Hey, man, whoever 77 got his hands on, they were going in a different direction than they wanted to. So he would have to be on that list. There's a lot of quality. There's a lot of quality in the transfer group. I would have to say my favorite. I'm gonna go with the off the radar. I'm gonna go Logan Sagapolu. I'm gonna say that he's my favorite because I think that he's going to, if not be a rotation guy, I think that he's going to take somebody's spot on the offensive line. Just because I don't know how you're going to keep that guy off the field. And he's going to play interior because he's not tall and doesn't have especially long arms, so you're going to be limited to guard or center. But yeah, I would go there. But there's a lot to like.
I'm going to chime in with Akeem Mesidor. Could he turn out to be the most impactful?
Could, yeah. I was thinking him, and I stopped myself from going down everybody. Hakeem Mesidor, the Moultrie kid from UAB, Daryl Porter Jr., also from West Virginia, same as Mesidor, Daryl Jackson, who we were just asked about. Yeah, there's a lot of quality. But yeah, Hakeem Mesidor could be the most impactful player. He had more pressures last year than Gerald Willis had as a senior at Miami. And everybody holds that season in high esteem because it was damn good. That's when Miami had one of the best defensive lines in America, led the country in tackles for loss per game. And we're just wreaking havoc in everybody's backfield every single game. But on a one-to-one basis, Mesidor was more disruptive than Gerald Willis was last year at West Virginia. So, he could be, if he puts it all together. I think we're getting all these defensive linemen because, we're really trying to work vertically, like get up the field, not just play patty cake and plug some holes. No, like let's get in the backfield and let's be disruptive, which is the thing that we've been trying to do. But, I don't think that we did it as well recently as we could. But you add him, again, Gerald Jackson, who's going to go to the top of the rotation, defensive tackle, next to Leonard Taylor. You got other guys in and around this program already on that side of the ball. He could be.
The Stu Boys is asking about Jalen Robinson. So he had a nice season with UCF 2 years ago, going back to 2020, 10 games played, 55 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, 6 TDs. Came back this year. He must have gotten banged up a little bit. 6 games played, 18 catches, a couple touchdowns, an original OU commit and signee.
Yeah, and I think that he's a guy that can add depth to the wide receiver rotation, but he's not everybody's All-American. He's not oh, shit, wow, you got this guy on the roster now? That's not going to be the reaction, I don't think. But he could raise the floor and compete to, find snaps and impact the game and everything. And again, I think he can play here. So bringing him on the roster would not be a waste of a scholarship for a non-Miami caliber kind of a guy. but Miami needs a superstar at wide receiver. And respectfully, I don't think that he's that. Even though he can play on this team, he can be on this roster, he can elevate slightly what we're doing, maybe in the middle, part, raise the floor, try to improve the performance kind of a thing. But no, he's not a drop dead superstar at wide receiver.